Hey guys, Jeremy Smith here, Citadel Development Services, and I'm here with Howard and Rihanna, who run our Phase 1 and Phase 2 department here at Citadel. And we wanted to shoot a quick video just to talk about that effort, kind of what is Phase 1, what does Phase 2 really mean, how does that integrate into our business model, and most importantly, how does our Phase 1 and Phase 2 efforts make our clients successful, specifically clients that we're building multiple projects for across the state of Texas. One of the big differentiators for Citadel compared to all other contractors or developers is that we run Phase 1 and Phase 2 in-house. So we're going to talk about what makes us different, how we stay successful doing that, and ultimately how do we get consistent results inside of Phase 1 and Phase 2.
One of the things we do at Citadel is Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. We do the whole thing. It's address to operations, really. And what that means is we've got owners that are doing multiple projects. They're looking at multiple sites. They have a lot on their plate. They're doing projections for staffing. They're dealing with financing, all kinds of other things. So we take the site selection and due diligence part off of their plate. We handle it for them. And what we do is we make sure that the site works for them, is going to work for their operation, and then we do all of the due diligence on it. We know everything about that site that they could ever want to know. And we handle the permitting, we handle the design, and then we hand it off to our construction team, and they take it from there. It's a seamless operation. It's all in-house, so we have excellent communication between us and all the other members of our team to make the job work.
When we get handed a site, the first thing that comes to mind as we are analyzing and doing our feasibility study is how can we make the site function? How can we make sure whatever is being designed will serve the final intended use of the building? Sometimes we are handed a blank canvas, other times we are handed a location with existing conditions that we have to work around. As we start blocking the building out on site, we need to make sure everything flows and has natural traffic movement. If traffic flow, parking, and other site elements don't work out, then what do we need to adjust? Alter the building if we can, or it just may not work out, but we'll always try to find a way. From there, if everything looks good, we'll start the modeling process. How are things going to look? What materials will the municipality allow? As we get the massing model in place and start to apply elements, we make sure we can stick within the constraints from a budget standpoint as well. We don't want to design something that is 2 times what the client wants to spend. Once we have a general idea of a preliminary design and budget, then we can either trim some fat or move to construction documents. Creating CDs is the most tedious and time-consuming part of the process. We take that massing model and make it come to life as actual documents that we can build from, adding details, building schedules, making sure everything is code-compliant, all the items our subcontractors need. A major and important item that we have is a great relationship with our civil, MEP, and structural engineers. That makes this process streamlined and easy. They know what we are looking for and the expectations of our timelines, working through difficult items together and making sure that we are not missing any details. The process is very satisfying to me. I get to see the overall concept come to life before anyone else.
The biggest challenges that business owners face during pre-construction is they're unsure, they're uncertain of their costs, their timelines, their feasibility without the correct due diligence being done up front by the correct people asking authorities all the right questions. You can end up with a project that's not aligned with your goals, with your timelines. You're just going to end up with a mess on your plate. That's why we're here to take control of that for you. We want to avoid a costly and unnecessary waste of time for you and get everything done correctly the right way the first time.
So like we mentioned, Citadel is different than most contractors, most development companies, because we do have the ability to manage Phase 1, Phase 2 in-house and then push it over to our construction team. Why is that important, right? There's constant communication throughout the entire process. So like Rihanna said, we help avoid big issues. We help avoid, common pitfalls that happen when a concept or an investor or developer is putting a project together, right? Arguably one of the toughest parts of the whole process is getting it from concept to an approved permit. Right? That's why a lot of companies don't do it. It's a big pain in the ass to manage, all the due diligence, get the design done, get into the city. We work in Texas predominantly. We work in all major markets. There's a lot of cities that it's kind of rigorous to get a permit in. There's a lot of ambiguity. There's a lot of unknowns, right? And so for a concept, as soon as they start investing money in a location for their business or their concept, they want to know when they can start getting that return. They want to know when they're going to open. That's the visibility, that's the transparency that Citadel provides. Once we start our process, everything is meticulously planned out from address to operations, and we're really good at it. We've got a high-level team of experts that manage those aspects, and we're successful. We just had a business review yesterday with one of our top clients, and the one thing they said is that they don't have to worry about development. They have to worry about their real estate program going forward. They worry about marketing, they worry about operations and hiring and training, but they don't have to worry about design, permitting, or construction. That takes a huge effort off of their plate, so they can focus on what they're good at, and they leave the rest of it to us. It's very unusual. You don't run into a lot of contractors that are doing this. However, we have developed a team that is very good, very efficient, cost effective to manage all that with consistent results.
One of the big parts of starting a development are the unknowns. And if you don't do your due diligence correctly, it could cost the client a lot of money. What we do is we can't make costs go away if they're necessary, but we can let the client know up front what's happening. For instance, if you don't do your civil due diligence correctly, you might end up having to put in a $50,000 lift station. If you find that out at the end when you've already done your budgeting, that's a problem. We find all the information out in the beginning on the site. Will you need a lift station? Is there going to have to be detention? All those different unknowns, we get into that and bite into it, and we find out early so you can budget your project appropriately. Is it going to work for you or not? We can tell you if it will.
So what do you think makes Citadel different as it relates to phase 1 and phase 2?
I think what really takes us and puts us in our own category is our proactive, partnership-focused approach. We don't just check boxes. We're here, we want to hear all your feedback, we want to do what fits your goals, we want to do what makes your timeline manageable, and we want to get everything done that needs to get done.
Why would you hire Citadel?
I'm a little bit biased. Obviously, I'm not a franchisee, I'm not an investor, but seeing from the inside the communication that we have, the friendship-like partnership, we want to make your dreams come true. We want to be here to be your partner. Your goals, our goals, they're all the same, and we're investing in that.
Very good. That's cool.
Excellent.